Hey, good morning, guys. It's Jeff with Simply Derivative, and here's the pre-market prep and our trade plan for today. It is Fed Minutes Wednesday. The FOMC minutes are going to be released August 21st. We got about 40 minutes, 35 minutes before the market opens. Just wanted to go over the ES here and kind of what we're looking at for the day. You can see that overnight, right in here, we basically not basically, we did retest yesterday's entire trading range. The high we put in yesterday during the regular trading hours, US market, 29.2450. We just tagged that in the pre-market right here. You can see that. Came close to it within a tick. You can see that on the bigger picture on the daily. You can see right in here. We're kind of just range bound, and that's really due to the market and traders not really knowing what to expect maybe this week and what the Fed may do going forward. So we have the Fed minutes, the FOMC minutes coming out today, 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And then tomorrow, Jackson Hole again with the Fed and Powell going to be talking. I'm not sure if he's talking both days, but they have Jackson Hole, their meeting, their annual meeting symposium starting tomorrow and Friday with comments. Surely going to move the markets. So seems like what people are waiting for. You can see that we had a nice bit of selling to close yesterday. Actually dropped below 2,900 and then tagged this 28.93 area, held and literally rallied up all the way back, like I said, to the high from yesterday's trading session, U.S. regular trading hour session. So um, seems like some indecision. It seems like, bigger picture, they do want to push this thing back up higher. The range that we're in somewhat resembles the range that we got into last year before the market really took a nosedive in December. I think it may be a little early to do that, especially if they're going to cut again, potentially. I don't know if we're going to get into the same type of situation, but um, big picture, we're basically range bound between 2940, 2800. So looks like we're holding this upper end of the range. We may want to pop up higher. We still got to clear this 2960 before we even think about getting back up to this 3000 level. So with the Fed minutes today, who knows what's going to happen. We're up pre-market right now. We're up about 25 handles right now on the ES. So we may see the market continue to climb during the session and then sell off after the news, after the minutes are released. So that's something to pay attention to in a scenario that we could possibly see. In terms of the technicals and where we're at, like I said, we basically just retraced yesterday's move. You can see that the market had been climbing, had been climbing, had been climbing. It had a small pullback, a correction, an attempt at taking out this high. I think it did take it out by a tick. Yeah, it did. And then it sold off. We tried to rally up yesterday, which was right in here. It failed at this area where it started to break down, and you can see that we proceeded to sell off. So we came back down into this bunch of trading right in here. There's actually a little gap from Sunday that we tagged. 28.93 on the dot was the spot that we came down to, reversed and held and moved back up. And so we'll see if we can get over this chunk of trading right in here. You got a bunch of wicks pointing up, indicating some selling pressure. Definitely coming in up in here, and you can see just by the price action itself, it got rejected, reversed, tried to reclaim that area, hit this level, got rejected again, had a bigger fall. So we're coming right back up into this area. If we don't get a push, a good push and buyers step up in here, you can probably expect the market to pull back a little bit. And then going into Jackson Hole and the minutes, well, the minutes specifically for today, We'll see if that translates into the buyers really stepping in and trying to get back up towards that 2600 level. Take a look at the cash markets real quick. This alert keeps going off. Bunch of little lines on here. Let's get rid of these. Cash, we're going to gap up, so we're going to be back up towards these highs of this range that we've been in, which tells me that there's a good chance that we may push up past these highs. If we don't, then you can expect us to go retest the lows. Okay, so that's kind of just a quick analysis of where we're at, bigger picture, and then what we can expect kind of the rest of the day. So again, you can see that we took out this high right now in pre-market, pulled back a couple ticks. We're going to see if they're going to keep pushing this thing up or if we're going to get some relief to the downside. So that's kind of what we're looking for today. Don't know really what to expect, but in terms of the technicals, we are at an area where some selling pressure was present, and you can see that. And so if you want to hop on board, I would wait for some pullbacks, maybe to wait for this thing to break out and then pull back. And if you see some weakness coming in and you really see the market start to pull back off of these levels, and then you'd look for a short for a retest back towards the lows. So that's kind of what we're going to look for today, and that's it. So hopefully you guys have a good day, and be careful. Make sure you're using your stops. Make sure you're positioned correctly, and if you're newer to trading, just make sure you're sitting on the sidelines while these announcements coming out, because the market can move fast. You can get slipped, and so just to protect your capital and make sure you're following your rules. All right, guys, have a good day, and we'll see you later.